Have you ever looked around at people your age and felt like you don't belong with them? Not because you're better, not because you're worse, just different. They talk about what happened yesterday. You think about what happens 10 years from now. They seem excited by things that don't move you, and somehow, you've felt this way for as long as you can remember, like you've always been carrying a weight nobody else could see. You laugh, you join the conversation, you show up. But deep down, it feels like you're watching life from a distance. Like everyone else received instructions you never got. You find yourself tired in ways that sleep doesn't fix. Not physically, mentally, emotionally. You think more than you speak. You notice things other people ignore. The way someone changes their tone, the sadness behind a smile, the tension in a room before anyone says a word, and after a while, that awareness becomes exhausting. Because the more you see, the harder it becomes to pretend you don't. You start feeling older than your age. Not because of the number of years you've lived, but because of the number of things you've carried, the disappointments, the responsibilities, the lessons, the questions. Questions most people avoid. Questions that keep you awake at night. Who am I becoming? What am I doing with my life? Why does everything feel so temporary? And the strange part is, people think maturity feels powerful. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it feels lonely. Because while everyone else seems busy, chasing at in the next distraction, you're trying to understand yourself. While they're running from silence, you're sitting inside it. And that's not always a comfortable place to be. So days start blending together. Wake up. Go through the motions. Do what you're supposed to do. Tell yourself tomorrow will feel different. Tomorrow you'll have more energy, more clarity, more certainty. Tomorrow you'll finally feel like you're catching up. But tomorrow keeps moving, further and further away. And without realizing it, you begin waiting for your life instead of living it. Not because you're lazy, not because you're weak, because comfort is patient, distraction is clever, routine is quiet. They don't attack you. They slowly convince you that there's always more time. One more day, one more week, one more year, until suddenly, the person who felt older than their age becomes someone who feels stuck inside it. And that's the trap. Because feeling older isn't wisdom by itself. It's only awareness. Awareness of time, awareness of reality, awareness of what matters, but awareness alone changes nothing. You can understand everything and still stay exactly where you are. You can see the truth and never act on it. But here's the truth. The reason you've always felt older than your age may have nothing to do with age at all. Maybe you've spent so much time observing life that you've forgotten you're supposed to participate in it. Maybe you've become a spectator of your own future, waiting, analyzing, preparing, thinking. And this is where everything changes, because the goal was never to become wiser than everyone else. The goal was to become responsible for yourself. There's a difference. Wisdom without action becomes frustration. Awareness without movement becomes regret. Understanding without responsibility becomes another form of hiding. And the people who finally transform their lives discover something unexpected. Discipline isn't punishment. It isn't restriction. It isn't forcing yourself to suffer. It's self-respect. It's keeping promises nobody else can see. It's proving to yourself that your actions belong to you, that your future belongs to you, that your life belongs to you. Because freedom isn't doing whatever you want. Freedom is no longer being controlled by every mood, every excuse, every distraction, every version of tomorrow that never arrives. And maybe that's what you've been searching for all along. Not answers, not certainty, not another explanation. Control. The quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can trust yourself. Knowing that when life becomes difficult, you won't disappear. You'll remain. You'll move. You'll continue. But now the question becomes something different. If you've always felt older than your age, was it a burden, or was it a warning? A warning that time is moving, that life is happening, that someday you'll become the person you've been waiting to be. The only question is, will you meet that person by accident or by choice?